of the following is not true about inverse functions? Well, let's figure out what is true, and then we can eliminate based on that. So the first option, inverse functions are reflections of each other over the line y equals x. That is true. Here's an example that if this function was f of x, this one right here, then the f inverse would be a reflection about this line y equals x. So that's definitely true. You find the inverse by switching x and y in the equation. That's also true. So if we had y equals 5x minus 4, the first thing we want to do is switch them and then solve for y. So we'd add 4 to both sides, and then we divide by 5. So x plus 4 over 5 equals y, but since we switched, this is actually the inverse. That's the process. And that's because of this third one, the domain, so x values, that's domain, and range, the y values. So the domain of a function f of x switches to the range of its inverse. So if I had f of x here, and I had the points like 5, 3, 7, 5, 9, 7, then f inverse, everything would switch. The 5 and the x would become the range, and the 3 and the range would become the 3 of the domain. And then 5 and 7 would switch, 9 and 7 would switch. So the domain and range switch. This one is not true because it's just talking about domains. So we're saying the domain of f of x becomes the domain of f inverse? No. The domain of f of x, so 5, does not become the domain. It doesn't stay the same, in other words. It has to switch. So this option is definitely not true.